Hello, everybody. I'm not going to do the normal welcome thing. This isn't about comic books or movies or anything like that. We're inking. Some of you who follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, might have seen that my wife is in the hospital, and I just wanted to do this little stream to let people know uh, what's going on with her, and that we need a little helping hand. So Saturday, um, last Saturday, um, my wife went to urgent care because thought she had a cyst kind of on her lower left buttocks area that was draining. And urgent care, didn't do lab work, didn't take x-rays or CT scans or anything. They just kind of put her on antibiotics and sent her home. Sunday, uh, we went to the local emergency room because she was having a lot of a lot of pain. I mean, pain to the point where she could take maybe a few steps, and she would have to stop to catch her breath, and she was shaking because of the pain. So the emergency room was like, well, you're on antibiotics, so that's gonna probably solve the problem. So they sent her home. No lab work, no X-rays, no CT scans, no tests or anything like that. Sunday, we took her back to the emergency room because the pain was just getting worse, and since she started the antibiotics, she was getting like on and off fevers, I guess. So we went. Um, so Monday, I guess, is the day that we went to the ER again, and once again, they just you're on antibiotics and you're fine, and you go home. Tuesday, things were getting really, really, really bad, and we went back to urgent care this time, and lo and behold, now they wanted labs, they wanted X-rays, they wanted CT scans, all this stuff, and they basically found an infection on her abdominal wall, and it had spread to her groin and peritoneal area, and they were throwing around words like gangrene, and which is very, very serious. That's so late Tuesday night, she was admitted to the hospital. Uh, as soon as she was admitted to the hospital, they basically took her to ICU, where she waited to go into surgery. She went into surgery Wednesday morning around 2 o'clock, um, and they basically went in and removed as much of the infected or dead tissue that there was. She was in ICU. They intubated her. Um, and uh, I never saw my wife look so helpless, and it broke my heart. You don't want to see your loved ones in that kind of pain ever. I would rather take it on myself than to have her feel pain or suffer in any way. So Thursday, she had another surgery. They cleaned out more tissue. Um, Friday, she had a little break. She's still in the ICU. They took out the breathing tube, which was good. But she was very, very sedated, because of all the pain. Uh, Yesterday, she had her third surgery, and I guess they sutured up a part of closed up a part of the wound. Um, but letting me know that if the infection, if she's still getting this infected or dying tissue, they would have to open up what they closed and clean out some more. She's scheduled for surgery again Monday. It's her fourth surgery. And then talking with the doctors and the social workers, there's no really set time frame right now where when she might get out of the hospital. Um, and if she does get out of the hospital, is she going to come back home, or is she going to go to a nursing facility because she's going to have wound management? Um, and then the icing on top of the cake was coming home Wednesday, and me going through my phone and finding out I had a call from the insurance company. And I called the insurance company, and the gentleman was very nice, as he basically told me, how much they would cover, what the estimated kind of idea of the cost of her care is going to be. I guess they had been in communication with the hospital as soon as she checked in or whatever. Uh, and he started throwing out these numbers, he's like, 30,000, 50,000, 75,000, $80,000 plus, depending on the type of care she receives and how long she has to receive it. And then, they pay 75%, so that leaves 25% for us to try to manage. We had a good chunk of savings at one time, but it all went to our daughter school, college. She wanted to become a nurse. And in February, December she moved to Spokane. In February she got her nursing license. And we wouldn't change anything that we did to help her, but it leaves us with nothing. Now we're just kind of scratching paycheck to paycheck, like I know a lot of people do. I'm not saying that we're a special case by any means. But this bill, that could come in anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 is going to sink us. Like I said, I don't think we're special or anything like that or whatever. And I don't like asking for money. Since I was 16, I've been making my own way, and I've always been proud to do a hard day's work for a fair wage. Ever since my disabilities have gotten worse and I haven't been able to work, I had to deal with that. That was hard. I ended up getting hospitalized twice myself because I just couldn't cope with the idea of not earning my own money, being dependent on somebody else to give me money, whether it was the VA because I served in the military or anything else. You feel very small, when you can't work, and you feel like, even though you've earned the money, you served your time, your services caused these issues. You just feel worthless. You feel like you're not earning your own money. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to describe. Anybody, I guess, who gets in that position where you can't work anymore can probably relate to what I'm saying. It's just you feel like lesser of a person, and then something like this happens, and you have to go to friends, to followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call them, and you have to put your hand out and say, please, can you help us? That makes me feel so low. But I have to do it. I have to try to raise money to manage at least a part of this bill. In the description, there's a link to the GoFundMe I started with for my wife, and it has a goal of $10,000, which I know we're not going to reach, and it's not because people can't be giving or whatever. It's just I know a lot of people right now are having hard times. You know, they're having difficulties of their own due to this pandemic and how states and local governments have had to handle it or felt they had to handle it or whatever. But you know, if you can donate, you know, it would be greatly appreciated. If you can't donate, that's okay too. You know, it's all right. I understand. But maybe, you know, if you see my tweets or my Facebook posts or Instagram posts about my wife, and you know, the link is there for the GoFundMe. If you could share it with people, that would be wonderful. You know, maybe there's somebody out there that can afford, you know, to put down maybe $10 or $20 or whatever they can. Like I said, I know we're not going to reach the goal. It's unrealistic to think that people are going to just give you $10,000. But I would feel like we were truly blessed if we could even get to the halfway point. We're close to it even. That would help us out a great deal. And you know, now Katie's not in the ICU anymore. She's on a surgical ward, inpatient surgical ward. She went from having her own room to being kind of crammed into this 2-person room. But she's trying to keep her spirits high. I think she's doing it for me more than herself because she knows how I am in these kind of situations. Sometimes I don't deal with them very well. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I just pray that, you know, anybody who listens to this or sees my tweets or posts, it's like I pray to God that you never have to go through this, that you never have to see a loved one in the hospital. I pray that you never have to put your hand out and ask for help, because I know it's definitely a low feeling. But that's all I wanted to say with this stream. You know, I'll be going to visit Kathy, my wife, soon, and I just wanted to do this video to kind of tell people what's going on, and also, you know, I want to thank everybody who has donated so far and who have been nice enough to share out the link, the campaign to people. Um, that's a big help too, because it gets more eyes on it. Uh, it's just hard, when your only friends are really online, for the most part. Uh, it's hard to give. I think it's hard for people to give money to people they don't know, or everybody's running scams and grifts and all this stuff. But this isn't that. This is the honest truth. You know, I would give $10,000 if my wife could be home today. But anyways, thank you for anybody who listens to this, or if you've donated or shared out my posts and stuff. Thank you. I do appreciate it. We appreciate it. Katie's hopefully going to be getting better soon. Sorry, it might be confusing. I say Kathy and then Katie. Kathy is her name. She goes by Katie, you know. But everything, driver's license, everything says Kathy. So I've been using that, talking with the doctors and stuff, and I'm now beginning to call her that, and she doesn't like that. But it's just what happens, I guess. But hopefully Katie will, her surgeries will end soon, and she can get really on the road to recovery. It's going to be a long road. They're not expecting her to really be fully healed till probably May or June. Nobody has any dates for anything. I don't know when she'll be discharged. They don't know when she'll, if she'll go home or if she'll go to a nursing facility. I miss her. I miss her terribly. And our house is just not a home without her, and our daughter's in Washington State. And so it's just kind of me on my own, kind of flubbing around and trying to do things. And, yeah, so, if she goes to nursing care, then she could be there for a month or so, because the dressings are kind of complex because of the wound. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough. I'm sorry. Thank you everyone for listening to this video, and thank you for everybody who's donated, who may donate in the future, or if you've shared out the links for my posts or anything like that, or whatever. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. I thank you for that, and I can only wish you good things in your life. So thank you, and take care, everybody.